So there's a few things to explain right after starting, so just kind of do a brief introduction right now. I'm Desert, and this is Friends of Mineral Town. So, somebody just asked this in chat. There is no farming in this run. This is just straight affection grinding. So go ahead and start on 3, 2, 1. So very important, you have to set your birthday to spring 16th. And not as important, but you want to make all your names just A. Text in this game, as you'll see in a minute, is instant. So the only time you lose is from the naming itself, not the actual text feed. So a brief story here is our parents lose us when we're a kid and we find our way to a remote farm, and then they let us stay here with some strange old man for an entire summer. And then eventually the old man stops writing us letters, so we come to investigate and find out he's dead, and then they make us take over the farm. So it's kind of the goal of the game, but not really, because you have no farming to do. The only goal is to get married and just sleep. So yeah, about the text, the only buttons that do not speed up or clear text are the L button and the start button. So text can go really quickly. It's actually really convenient on a GameCube controller. I'll explain why in a minute, because first thing we do is the goddess game. Now this is RNG, but if you win, you can win some money here. You can win grass or a tea. So you can only do this 15 times. But actually, let's count there. I'm just gonna sleep here so I can explain that in a bit. If you win 10 to 14 times, you get a tea, and that tea sells for 1,000 gold. And if you win 2 times, I think, it's only 2 or 3, you can get a grass. And the whole reason why we need that money is for a basket and 5,000 gold roughly. And that is for the horse race on spring 18th. So it is RNG. It is technically faster to do this and just get 8 Ts, but the odds of getting 8 T in one run is not very high without save scumming and losing time. So I think that's all I'm gonna do, just because it's a marathon. And technically you could win 70 times in a row, and that would give you the pirate treasure, and that sells for 10,000. But I think Cruel and another runner, Nick, calculated it, and there was a 1 in 3 million chance of actually winning 70 times in a row, just because it's not truly random. It's frame based, so depending on the frame you select, higher or lower, you can get a different option. So these first few days are going to be gathering honey and 3 bluegrass. Now each honey sells for 50 gold, and each bluegrass sells for 100. And then we can also go to the beach and get yellow grass and brown grass. I think brown sells for 120, and yellow sells for 180, but I know that's wrong, but I think they both sell for more than the bluegrass. And luckily, the Honey and Friends of Mineral Town is available from the start of the game, but in Back to Nature, I believe you have to trigger a certain event if you plant... I know there's one for like 12 bags of flowers, but I think there's one for 3, and the one for 3 is where the bee comes and starts making honey. And it sells for 50 gold in that game too. And actually I have to go find the dog. So this dog can be pretty much anywhere on the farm, and that's probably one of the worst places. Like, at least if he's at the bottom right, then you can just kind of walk over and grab him, but here you have to move through stuff. And funny thing, if you sleep with your dog, it's actually 3 seconds faster per night, or 3 to 4, so it saves around 5 to 10 minutes during the run. And just looking at it there, it wouldn't look like it's that much faster, but if you compare sleeping with a dog and then immediately sleeping without him, it's a clear difference. And that's because the game has to actually go through and calculate like how far the dog has walked and where he is after each night. Hey, thanks on this nightmare. I'm trying to keep an eye on chat. There is a lot of downtime in this run, so if you have any questions, kind of any time in the run is a good time for them. So right now, we really just need the initial 5,000 for the basket, and then days go by a lot faster. I could go for the risky, like, 3,000 gold strats, but that's really only worth it for actual fast attempts. And I don't want to jinx myself, but I'm kind of worried about going underestimate. Even though my PB is like 4 hours, and I haven't ran this in 2 years, but I'm using a new route which cuts 50 days off the old route, so this could realistically be like 220, but that's fine, there's plenty of good stuff to show off. And littering is actually fine for these first few days. There is an interesting mechanic with Elli, which I can explain right now. On the 19th and 4th of every month, starting spring 19th and ending fall 19th, you get a random 2,500 affection with Elli. So that's a free 12,500 total. And each heart event is 10,000 affection. Or no, each heart level is 10,000, and each heart event is worth 3,000 if you do them properly. Hey Hans, thanks for the good luck. How did I find this game? Just the speedrunning or playing casually? For speedrunning, I found it through the other Harvest Moon games because I'd found like SNES and Save the Homeland, and then this is one of the ones I'd played. But originally playing it, I'd played SNES and GB, and then this was the Harvest Moon game that I spent the most time in. I feel like everyone has a Harvest Moon game they just played, like, non-stop. Right, yeah, Kiwi Slider. I forgot about that. But yeah, you can actually pick up the yellow grass from the stairs, like through the wall. And that saves 2 seconds today, I think. Actually, no, it saves quite a bit. So rainy days don't really affect anything. They just take out the good Harvest Moon music. Which Friends of Mineral Town probably does have some of the best music in the series. Like I said, and Back to Nature. Back to Nature is just higher quality Friends of Mineral Town music. So I think today I should have 2,900. Like tomorrow morning, I mean. Yeah, the grass spawns are fixed. There's always 2 yellow and 2 brown on the beach, and 3 blue in the mountain, and they're always in the same spot. So I do kind of want to put a little bit more time into the Goddess game. I think it adds like roughly 30 seconds for each day. But worst case scenario, you lose 30 seconds. Best case, you save like 2 minutes. I'm just gonna skip this. If you do every day, or if you skip the first 2 days, which I did to avoid cutscenes, then you're usually done after 10 days. And I think worst case scenario, I just have a file set up that has the horse race done. And I've actually been missing something. Ideally, you would be giving the goddess a flower every day for 21 days, and then that gives you a wish option. And you can basically pick between any of the girls and get 3,000 affection with them. But you only do 10 foraging days, and then you skip all Elli affection until mid-fall to, like mid to late fall to early winter. And as far as I know, the goddess doesn't like white grass, and I'm pretty sure it is affection based and not just giving 21 things. Yeah, Rune Factory definitely is a good spin-off series. I'm kind of hoping that's the marvelous announcement this year is for Rune Factory 5. Even though it probably will be for Bokemono on the Switch. So today I should be at 3,400, I think. Oh, 3,900. I've like completely forgotten how much money I'm getting. I think in the old route we would just do, I guess I would just do because I never watched any of the other runs, and then I was like, wait, this route is garbage, and then I never ran it again. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I guess I am getting like 700 to 800 per day. So 2 more days is a Thursday, so I can buy the basket, and then from there we can actually start taking a different route through the town. We can just kind of cut through the forest, and that saves a few seconds. And we can also get another brown grass, so that'll cut a few days. The only issue is there's really no good way to do the basket day, like on the day you buy the basket, because you have to wait until 9 AM. But instead of just waiting outside and then going to the beach, you could just go to the beach, but then you can only have 2 items. So it's kind of like, is missing 2 brown grass on one day worth saving a minute? So it just kind of depends on how many total days it cuts. If actually going to the beach first and missing the like 200 or 300 gold, if that doesn't cut a day, or if it doesn't add another day, then it's probably worth it. But if it does add another day, it's probably still worth it, and it would be like 3 seconds faster. No, it's probably still worth it. If it does cut a day, it would be worth it to do the slow route. And then the slow route cuts like, it saves like 3 seconds total. Yeah, I'm glad Friends of Monroe Town made it in this marathon. I think the last one it was at was in 2016. But this one is a lot bigger for sure. I think over the years, like 2016 was 4 or 5 games, and it was from 5 AM to like 5 PM. And then 2017, or no, 2018, I mean. I got the years wrong. There's 2017. Yeah, 2017 was the first year. And then 2018 was a bit longer. And then now we have it actually 2 days. Yeah, I think it was like DS, then Friends of Mineral Town, then 64 and SNES. So, and I think this year was like 9 games, or maybe 11 or 12, I can't remember. But that's like a couple more games, but all of them are long. I think last year was DS and then 64, and then everything else was less than an hour. And this year we have like 3 to 5 hour categories. So we will be gifting Elli moon dumplings. I had to check my notes, but moon dumplings, and we actually don't start until mid-fall, which is about an hour in, and that's because you have to buy the house upgrades and the kitchen, and you have to get lucky and get the seasoning set, or the seasoning set, because you need sugar. And the only way to do sugar is with a seasoning set. Oh yeah, 101 sprites would have been good. Next year we have to do the really long Harvest Moon marathon, and it's like 101 sprites and all photos and 98%. Yeah, that's true. I guess there were a lot of longer runs last year too. And this year's is even longer. It is cool to see how we've pretty much, I think it's almost been doubling every year. Like, first year was 12 hours. I know second year wasn't 24. But now we're at like 26 or 27 hours total. But just in terms of like how long runs are and how many people submitted, I think we had like 22 submissions this year compared to the 12 last year. I think the only thing would be scheduling it. It would be kind of difficult to schedule and do a like week-long Harvest Moon thing. But looking into it, it was only I think it was like 130 hours to do the main category of every game, but that's not 101 sprites, and that's not 999 Ranch Master and SNES. But even adding those would only add like 40 hours. So yeah, I guess we really did double from last year in terms of length. So I'm actually going to be I'm going to be cutting it kind of close here in terms of money and time. Oh no, I'm fine. I'm at 16. I just need like 3,000 to 5,000 for the horse race. Yeah, every girl does the horse race route except for... Well, no, yeah, I think all of them do. Just because how much money you need. It's either horse racing or a goddess game. Because I think just in buying stuff you need 93,000 total. Just in buying the Saturday shopping and the house upgrades. And then in this we spend like 5,000 on presents and wrapping. Which we'll talk about all that in a bit, but basically, We're gonna buy like 30 muffin mix to be safe. Each one is 100G, and then wrapping all of them is going to give 200 affection a day, or an additional 200 affection a day. But I can kind of explain all that once we actually start doing the affection in half an hour. Or maybe less, depending on how the dog race goes. I mean, the horse race. In 64, it's a dog race. So yeah, I'm getting 800 per day. So I should be fine. Yeah, cutting it close here because I skipped a few rainy days and skipping the first 2 days. Shipping the dog for money. I kind of feel like there has to be some sort of extra thing we could do. Like, there's something we could do for better money, or for faster money. We just have to kind of find it. Or have somebody new come in and be like, oh, why don't you just go for this thing that is like 2 minutes and gives you 10,000 gold? It's like, oh, that would be a good idea. Yeah, at most I would only be losing like a few seconds, I think, from running out and grabbing another honey or grass or something. And then I'm already fine because I'll have 3,400 tomorrow, and that's usually fine for the horse race. But 2 more days and then I'll be at 5,000, and that's like 90% chance of not losing time to RNG. But the horse race works kind of weirdly, so I could still lose time. But I think I'll be fine. Worst case scenario is I just get horrible luck for 10 minutes and I have to load the file I set up. Which I don't really want to do that because even though it's a marathon, I'd still like to do everything in one file, but if I have to, it wouldn't be horrible. I keep trying to use that, I keep trying to use the top entrance as an example, but it's actually like slightly off to the left of the bottom one, I think. So I have to actually go down and move closer to it instead of just walking across and down. Yeah, marathon safety first. I would like it if there was a consistent manipulation for the goddess game. if we could manipulate 10 pirate treasure, you would just completely cut all the horse racing from the run. But as of now, this game has like no chance for manipulation. So I should be fine on money today, but I'm just doing another day to be safe. And I guess to explain the manipulation, I guess the lack of a manipulation, if you save right next to your bed before going to the horse race, and then reset, even if you do everything on the same frame, I'm trying to think, it was a while ago that I tested this, but I'm pretty sure if you like skipped the Natsume screen, then skipped the opening cinema, then selected continue and loaded the file and pressed A to sleep, and then like pressed A on the bed and then confirmed the sleeping. If you did all of that on the same frame, you still cannot manipulate it, RTA. So anyways, today is the horse race. So a bit of RNG. Notice that when I wake up, making sure the basket is empty. You need all 30 squares for it, or all 30 spaces. So we have a few minutes, so why I think the manipulation doesn't work in a non-task file is because sleeping still varies by around 30 frames, so half a second. I think it's about 60 if you don't sleep with a dog, just in like how much it moves around and stuff. But even with sleeping with a dog, it can still vary by quite a bit, just in calculating other stuff and it's everything like that. But if this were DS and we could somehow glitch the dog out of the game completely to where loading the file before glitching the dog out still didn't have the dog, then it might work. But until we can do something like that, it's kind of no hope for a manip. Anyways, 10 AM. Okay, I want... That is not good luck. So the first race is set. So if that 4-odd wins, the 4-odd will always win. And it's looking like the 4-odd is going to win. So I need a 7-odd or more now. I think it's a 6-odd now, because I only have 95 medals. So now this is straight RNG. We probably could figure it out somehow and have a spreadsheet for all the different options, because racing, that was the same, but if you bet on different horses, it does somewhat affect it. We don't really know how, but if you bet on certain horses a certain amount, it does affect the RNG. Alright, I'm just gonna kind of hope one of these wins. Come on, top horse. I was actually thinking of doing the bottom one too, but that's alright. So I need roughly 520 medals, but if I get any less, then that's fine. Right, no bet this time. I'll do like 1 on this one. I mean, at this point, 60 odd dog versus, or 60 odd horse versus a 4 odd. But just to see if it actually changes the outcome at all. It's interesting, I think it did make some of them go slower. Alright. Calling it right now, the red one's gonna win. So I'll do this a few more times. What I probably should have done was set up a file, except it wouldn't really work, but if I don't win by the 40-minute mark, I'll just kind of load the other file and take the time loss. No, I did not get any tea leaves demo. I'm just really fast. I think this is actually like... This is when Pirate Luck is done with a horse race. Or he was done like 5 minutes ago. Dude. If the red one wins... I'm still rooting for the yellow one, but this is kind of ridiculous. This looks like it's a pretty big difference, or like it's not a big difference between the odds, but it actually is. Like, the chance of a 10 odd beating a 1 odd are very slim. So yeah, red one's kind of... I mean, he's close here, and he was winning those others, so I'm sticking with him. Alright, let's go midnight. I actually kind of wonder if that's kind of preset in a way, because I feel like it's usually either one horse or the others. Like, you either get a file where the blue one smokes all of them, or you get a file where just any of them win, and it's actually fair. But it's kind of, I mean, it's RNG, it's possible, it's just weird. But anyways, now we have to watch watch all the races, and then buy 30 brooches. That's also pretty much all the RNG. Or not all the RNG, but that's like the major RNG of the run, because I now have enough medals for the entire rest of it. I only need like 550 per race. So this is actually kind of hard to do quickly, because I'm playing on the Game Boy player, which is already a couple frames of delay. And then I'm playing this off Amarak, which is another 8 frames of delay. Yeah, you only have enough money to bet 95 to 99 medals in a race. So if I was betting on 2 higher odds, like there, I think that one was the 13 odd that I bet on, that won. But I could have bet like 50 on him, and then 20 on the 60, and then 20 on the 40. So then there's like a really high chance. No, you can only actually bet with money. You can only bet 1 medal for 50G. But if you could bet medals, then that would be... You would definitely just go for that, and... It would probably guarantee a win, but not... I don't want to say it would guarantee a win, but it would make it a lot easier. Demo, I'm not out of money. I have 30 gold to my name. I could buy, like, half a flower. I'm trying to think, I don't actually think there's anything in the game that sells for less than 50 gold. Okay, we're buying a diamond. Each one of these brooches sells for 2,000. So this is like the one way to make money in the run. There's just a few more here. Alright, so one of those is for selling, one of them is for Elli. Just saving, just to be safe. I'm kind of worried because my GameCube doesn't have a fan. So it'll overheat if I don't have a fan next to it. So I think worst case scenario, it overheats mid-run, and I have to wait like 2 minutes for it to cool down. Anyways, on the 19th there, I actually got a hidden 2,500 affection with Elli. So that's a quarter of a heart. And today is the Saturday shopping. So this is a busy day. Actually, no, it's not. Next week is busy. Okay, I'm fine. I was kind of thinking for a second, like, if I just bought all those medals, how do I have 100 gold for her birthday? But we just made 60,000, so that's how we have enough money for her birthday. Anyways, it's Saturday, so for the next rest of the run, every Saturday, unless it storms, we will be buying Saturday shopping items from the inn. And that's because there's 2 Saturday shopping items you can get after buying all the others, and that's the big bed and the rug. And we want the big bed, not the rug. So I think Demo determined that buying them, if you start buying on the 21st, you can always skip the rug. But if you start buying earlier or later, you get the rug. And it's kind of fast there, but I'm buying a clock, but they say it's a watch on the phone. Anyways, now we're gonna wrap a brooch because today is Elli's birthday. And then it's gonna be worth 3,000 affection with her. It was actually worth like 3,125 or something. I think it's exactly 625% of the normal gift. And I held the item so I would skip a heart event. Normally I would get her a black heart event, but I want to wait for that. So I'm at like 5,000 affection now. So, in sleeping to fall 19th and buying Saturday shopping items, I'll get a free 10,000 affection, so I'll be at like practically a blue heart. So from there I'm going to gift her, get her black heart event, then instantly get her purple heart event, gift her 6 more times, and then get her blue heart event. But for now I'm pretty much just sleeping until every Saturday and buying shopping items. And this will take like 15 or 20 minutes, I think. Well, that's like 15 to 20 minutes of actually going out and buying stuff. It's like 10 minutes of actually sleeping. Which, there is actually a category for this game that is... It's basically sleeping a year and then waiting a few minutes, and there is RNG to it. And the old route did not have the dog, or we didn't know about the dog thing, saving time on every sleep. So it was like 32 minutes, I think. Or the record was 32 minutes, and then the dog thing was found, so now it's like 25 minutes. Anyways, nice mechanic is you can check the TV, and then that sets the shopping item to appear for the rest of the week. So now I can sleep until Monday. And I do this so I can buy the Saturday shopping item, gift Elli, and buy the house upgrade. So tomorrow's Sea Dog Festival. Unfortunately, they took out the swimming festival in this game, which was like the best and worst festival in Back to Nature. So I went out of my way to grab the toy flower, and that's because Elli gets 500 affection for it. Yeah, I think it's 500. It's 500 for the toy flower, and 800 for the dumplings. So I actually want to go buy the item, wrap this, wrap the flower, gift Elli, and then go get the house upgrade. And this should be just enough affection to where I either cut a day or I don't add an extra day, because every time you sleep, there's a 10% chance you lose 20, or I mean you lose 200 affection with a girl you don't talk to, but it usually doesn't happen more than once or twice a week. It usually only happens like once every 2 weeks, but now I can buy the large rucksack, and that saves... I mean, it saves a little bit of time, but it's mainly for Blue Heart event. You have to have the large rucksack for some reason. Yeah, so the swimming festival, it's in Back to Nature in 64, and I think that's it. And it's basically just swimming against the other bachelors. But Kai is literally a mermaid and can swim insanely fast. In Back to Nature, he's actually like almost impossible to beat. Or unless if you actually practice the swimming race, he is really hard. But luckily you have like 3 shots at it and 98% before you have to reset for it. So another good thing about this over Back to Nature is buying the house. You can actually just buy, like in Back to Nature, you have to buy it you have to buy everything in order. So you have to buy the hen house upgrade, then the house, then the barn, then the second house. But in this, you just have to buy each house. Thanks for the good luck, Groat. So this is actually getting into where luck is important. So for the rest of summer, I'm going to be saving on every Thursday, because there's a chance it'll be storming, and if it's storming, you cannot buy Saturday shopping items, and that's bad because ideally you want to start affection by winter 1st, but a bit earlier, so maybe like mid-fall. I think like worst case scenario is I get the seasoning set as the very last item, and I have to sleep for like an extra 5 minutes in the run. So it's like no big deal. So that's the fridge. I think next it's guaranteed to be the shelf. Yeah, next is guaranteed to be the shelf, and then I can get the kitchen, and then I can get any one of the utensils. And those are random, there's like no way to manipulate those as far as we know. Like if you save on Thursday, you're always gonna get the same thing on Saturday. So I think the earliest you can get the seasoning set is on the 19th or 26th of summer. And then the latest is like winter 20, like winter 14. So yeah, worst case scenario, I'm only losing 5 minutes. Because Elli only takes 25 days, I think. So I'm gonna buy 30 muffin mix, just to be safe. But she should only take 30. I mean, she should only take 25. I just can't remember if that was with or without the goddess game, or with or without the goddess affection. Because I had originally routed this to gift the goddess 21 times. And then that gives you an option to make 3,000 affection with whoever you want. And I guess I forgot to point it out, but on summer 4th I got another 2,500 affection with her. And then next week on the 19th I will get another 2,500. So we don't know exactly why that's the thing, but it does work with Elli and the doctor in More Friends of Mineral Town, just for sleeping. So we think it's kind of like, if you're doing certain things, they like you more for it. So in their case, it's sleeping. I know if you pass out, and I know if you stay up all night, you do not get the affection. We just have to actually find, like, what gives the affection for other people, if anything. We're thinking it's a chicken for Rick and Potpourri, but that's, like, not... Or we never actually tested it. But, like, it seems like it's something that would carry over to the next day, because if you pass out during the week, like on the 17th or something, you still get 2,500 affection on the 19th. So... the difference between route and marriage is, there aren't too many, but some of them, like the old Elli route, you used to buy a cow, but that's like an hour slower than this route, so that's why the record for that is like 4 hours. But it's mainly just like what you gift them, and then that kind of semi-changes it up. So I know for Maria, I think you make some sort of drink for her, and then for Anne you buy chocolate, but then you win... Oh, I didn't save. But then you win truffles from each horse race, because those are her special favorite. Or truffle rices, I mean. So, there are differences, but it's generally the same thing, other than the day-to-day route, which would be... just like Potpourri is in the mountains earlier, but with Elli we have to wait until 9 AM every day, and then Anne leaves the inn at 7 a.m. But Anne has less special favorite items than Potpourri in the run, so Potpourri is still significantly faster than Anne. Then there's also the hard events, so some of them you have to wait later than others, and some of them are early. So there's mainly just really small differences like that. So it does kind of fluctuate by about an hour. I think the Potpourri record is like a 2:05, and Maria is a 2:57. So I want this to be the seasoning set, but if not, that's fine. Right, I think this might be one of the days where you just can't buy anything. I think I'm actually just gonna go back and buy... I'm just gonna check, because I did check and then go enter and exit the house twice, but I know the thing showed up. So we do know that there are 1 or 2 days in the run where you can't buy something, but it feels random. Okay, yeah, so I guess this is kind of... I guess I checked the TV, and then Zach was outside. Or no, Barley was outside, and then Zach was. So I just had to go in and recheck it. So that was actually the kitchen. He delivered the shelf last time. So yeah, next week is the earliest I can get the seasoning set, which is what I want. And then either way, the earliest we would start Affection with Elli is like fall 20th. And that's just because that's after you get her last 2,500 bonus. And then that gives you enough time to skip. No, you don't really skip any days. That gives you enough time to skip Storms and gift her. So you pretty much buy the big bed and blue feather. I mean, like, you propose and buy the big bed pretty close to each other. Hitting the dog some more. I still don't really understand why they made those sound effects. I know some people think they're annoying, just the whole chicken sounds and chick noises when you're scrolling through stuff, but I don't know, I think it's fine. Right, yeah, I feel like I was checking it, and it was giving me something else. Seasoning is perfect, okay. So that does kind of make me think it is semi-set. At least it's in, like, in all of my testing and practice runs, I've gotten the seasoning set on summer 26. At least when I'm, like, paying attention to what I'm buying. There's one more thing to explain. I'm actually holding A here, so I cannot move around with the analog stick. And that also means whenever Kai exits, because I'm locked on the door, he can't talk to me. Even if I go, like, perfectly timed for the 8 a.m. when he would leave, I still don't have to risk talking to him. So that's, like, the only point where it's useful is summer, when you're buying Saturday shopping items, but you can kind of lock what you're about to do before doing it. Be like 5 more minutes and then we'll start actually befriending Elli. And it is technically faster to cook all 25 to 30 dumplings at once, but it's kind of boring to do. So I'm just going to be doing 8 at a time, which literally loses like 10 seconds in walking, but it's a lot more bearable to watch. But anyways, now I do not have to save on Thursday anymore, at least until winter. Alright, so today is the festival, so I'm going to check the TV and then buy it on Monday instead. That way I can buy the dumplings and start cooking those too. Because the supermarket is closed on Sunday and Tuesday. And I do have to make sure to actually go to the horse race on fall 18th, because I do not have a save set up for that. So if I miss that, then we're sleeping for 10 minutes until spring, and then I'm losing like 2 or 3 days of affection with Elli. But even then, I feel like we're still fine on estimate. Like, I don't want to jinx anything, but I kind of feel like this could finish half an hour under. Right, they're closed on Monday, so I have to buy that on Wednesday. Yeah, that's true. I did spend quite a bit of time on the first race. And today's kind of slow, just because I have to go out and wait until 8 AM again. Unless if today is a festival, which it might be. I usually have some notes open that actually say which days to skip, but I cannot find them before this run. Alright. So there's really not that much to explain right now, other than just we're buying stuff and sleeping. But I guess one thing would be, I think I'll start affection on the 22nd, because that is a Thursday. Yeah, Demo, if you had festival days, that would be great. But yeah, I'm starting on Thursday the 22nd, and that gives me the Black Heart event and the Purple Heart event back to back, and then I can gift over the weekend too. Then Wednesday, I will buy the next... Actually, no, it doesn't really matter when you buy Saturday shopping once you start the Elli affection. But... Discord is fine, just DM me. But yeah, Wednesday, I have to wait until 10 AM, so I'm going to restock on dumplings, wrap them all, then get her Blue Heart event, and then at that point I should be pretty close to Green Heart, which there is no Green Heart event, so that's kind of a slow 6 days. Like 6 to 7 full days, I think. Then Yellow Heart, there's a heart event, so that's only 5 days. Yeah, it's kind of in the future. I'm just kind of trying to find stuff to talk about for this part. Thanks for the good luck, Nuggets. But yeah, next Saturday is the 17th. So the next day I have to do the horse race. And I already have the money. I mean, I already have the medals. So I just have to go there and buy 30 brooches. And then we can actually start the run an hour and a half in. That's the only unfortunate thing, is this route is 20 minutes faster, I think, than giving her flowers, but you skip pretty much everything for the first hour and a half. and then the actual affection only takes 40 minutes or so. Just making sure that's empty, because I think I will save just to be absolutely safe. But if you enter the horse race without the basket, there's nothing you can do but reset. And at this point, my last save was half an hour ago. And this is like the very end of the repetitive part. The very end of the first repetitive part, and then there's the actual affection. Which, I mean, it's repetitive, but it's Harvest Moon. That's kind of how Harvest Moon goes in general. Oh right, yeah, I guess I did not. The mayor came today, so I'm missing the knife, I think. That's fine, I'm just gonna check it and then sleep. Or get the knife, check it again. Or a frying pan, I mean. Because my first day will be on Thursday, so I can still... My first affection day will be on Thursday, so I can still buy it then, and then gift her. Alright, we have some really intense fall music for the rest of the run. So that's not on my end, or it is on my end, but sometimes random tones in this game will get stuck. And there's like no way to... But the music in this game is really weird. I've never actually seen it happen myself, but now I have. So yeah, we've seen like the spring theme play in the town, and the town music. We've seen the town music start like twice. We've seen the first tone of Winter just repeatedly play for the entire thing. But I think this is fine. This is kind of sounds like boss music almost. It'll be the most intense Harvest Moon experience of the marathon. Yeah, we've already seen this, or if you haven't, then this is the horse race. We luckily won't have to be racing any horses this time. Still gonna save in case I mess anything up. Or this basket is somehow not cleared. So what are the odds this blue one is like a 7-out horse, and the others are 70 or 80. And this would be like the perfect luck in the first race. But no, it doesn't matter. Actually, yeah, that would have been perfect luck in the first race. That's just how Harvest Moon goes. It's like, in 64, you'll spend 20 minutes grinding for medals and grinding for medals. You'll get 2,000 for the stuff you need. Then, next race, you'll have a 39-odd win that you bet like 99 medals on for no reason. Although now this is the fun part. Buying brochures and doing quick menuing with 10 frames of delay. And using an analog stick because the GameCube D-pad is horrible and my old SP is broken. That's like, I played this game so much that my SP has a broken R button and the L button like stopped working. Actually not sure how many people did the automatic run thing. There's a setting that lets you always run, and you have to hold the R button to walk. But that's like, I don't know how people use that. That was always the worst way to play. Which, because it's fine if you get used to it, but there's no way to like... Not that there's no way, it just takes time to get used to the Friends of Mineral Town mechanics and controls. So having to readjust and... I don't want to say automatically running completely changes the game, but it kind of does. Normally you hold R, and then you just let go and pick up an item, or do something precise if you have to. But now it's like tapping 2 buttons to do something precise, and then letting go of one of them. Anyway, I should be close to being done here. Like 5 more, maybe? I don't know, I don't have to fill up my bag. I think in this one you can actually get away with like 23 items. But I don't want to risk anything in a marathon. Mainly because there's really no backup for it. Like, if you're short on money by like 10,000 gold, there's like nothing you can do to go to, nothing you can do to get a quick 10,000. Like, in most of the games, you can just like ship grass and make 1,000 just like make a ton of money each day. But in this, you can make like 500 a day, but only in spring. Anything else is like 200 a day. Alright, that's fine. There's no way I'm short on money. You only need like 102,000 in this. This will be like 120 total. So now I have to actually cook stuff. Sugar. And... cooking menus in this are horrible. But if you cook one of them, you can just kind of view the recipes and do this. It's actually really hard and precise. So... ideally all of them would go like this, but I just got lucky here. So yeah, just gonna do 8 here, and then 8 more as I need them. Oh, nice. Dog coming over to say hello. So yeah, it is faster by like 20 seconds to just do this all at once, but it's not worth it. What I'm supposed to do Thursday first. Yeah, Wednesday next week. So I don't know if rain affects it. I know snow does, but I know snow might. The wiki says any day. This is in the clinic, but the wiki is not very accurate for Harvest Moon games. Like, then just Harvest Moon in general, or Harvest Moon info in general, is not great. The estimate is 3 hours, but I'm thinking this is actually gonna take like 1 more hour. But I do have some stuff I can do. Okay, 21st is a festival, so I'm good. But yeah, I do have some stuff I can show off. I don't know if I'll show off the passing out glitch, because you have to stay up until midnight to 6 AM. And then there's also the crop keeping, I don't really know what to call it, but if you stay up all night on the 30th, like night of the 30th, stay up all night, the clock will say it is the 1st of the next season. Then you can pause on the frame it turns 6 AM, save, let the game, like, cancel out, let it take you through, and then load the save again, and you'll still be standing there with all your crops, and then sleeping. You get to keep them. Hey, Corinth. Thank you for the good luck. It's been good so far, but we still have winter to go through. And I can get, storms on every Saturday. I guess no, I'll be saving on Thursday, but I could have to reload a few times. Groat, I thought you were doing the special edition Nami route, which is sleeping and talking to her once. That's the superior Nami route now. Alright, so here's her event. This is Blackheart, so if I tell Stu we don't understand him, we make him cry, and Ellie's happy that we made her little brother cry, so she likes us more. And then, next event, right after this, she'll almost give somebody the wrong medicine. Who knows what that could cause? But we'll say that's fine. She'll still be a great nurse. Even though she's already a registered nurse, and she's like, giving people the wrong prescription medicine. But, that's alright. So yeah, whoops, my bad. It's a good thing they caught that, and yeah, you'll make a great nurse, even though you're already a registered nurse, and you give people the wrong medicine. But it's all good. And I'm going to buy the next thing here, and the second house upgrade. Which really doesn't matter how long, like when you do this, I mean, you just kind of do it now. The first one you want to do on the second, like you want to do the first house upgrade on the second Saturday shopping, because you can only get 3 things before you need the house upgrade. But then for this, we just need the second one by like winter 20th for the big bed. So interestingly enough, in Back to Nature, but only in the PSP version of Boy and Girl, not the Vita version. I want to buy these real quick. You can actually walk into Gotz's house from the outside. You can like clip into the side of the old building. So you can actually enter, or you cannot actually enter, so it's not useful, but so this is kind of when the run gets into the real downtime, which is waiting for 9 AM for the clinic to open. You only have to do this 25 times now instead of 80. And I think it used to be like 50. Yeah, it's kind of how Harvest Moon runs go. There's like... Oh yeah, she's blue. There's either a ton of stuff to talk about, or you're just talking about anything. I don't think it's 80 for Elli. I think Potpourri was 80. But Elli was like 60 or something. And Val Noir somehow got that down to 2 hours and 40 minutes with the old route. Why Elli? Elli is the best waifu. It's the only reason why. She actually used to be interesting when you bought the cow. But now you just, no, you literally just cook a few things and talk to her, and skip talking to her for the first 2 or 3 months. So, yeah, there's definitely some stalker stuff in Harvest Moon. I think Animal Parade is probably the best when it comes to that, because it's faster to pass the time by using a fishing rod, because the reeling in animation automatically skips to the next 10 minutes, and because you have 60-second hours in that instead of 30, it's actually faster to catch the fishing rod and reel it in to pass the time. So there's 10 days in an Animal Parade run where you cast the fishing rod outside for 3 hours, then you give people pizza and beer at like 9 o'clock in the morning, rub them, and then go home. And you do that every day for like 2 weeks. And that's like an hour of that run. Because for whatever reason, Animal Parade has a rubbing mechanic where you can plug in the second Wii remote and rub people, and it's worth like the same amount of affection as a loved gift, or like their favorite gift. This is the US version. I think this is 1.0, and I'm pretty sure there's 2 different versions where one of them takes like 2 seconds to save, and this one is instant. But I don't think there's any difference between the Japanese version and the PAL version, other than the Japanese version has a B icon, or like there's an actual B letter in the bottom right, and then here there's just a blank spot unless you have a tool. That's the only difference as far as I know. Text speed does not affect anything in Japanese versus English, because it's all instant, and I don't think the Japanese version cuts any text boxes. But if it cut like 2, that would save a quarter of a second or something. Yeah, Animal Parade was definitely... It was a weird design choice for sure. And they specifically made it for the Animal Parade engine. They changed like 2 things over Tree of Tranquility. That being, turning around is impossible. Precise movements are impossible. Just in the way, if you turn around, you end up taking this wide circular turn and ending up like 2 squares below where you started. And then all the weather is set at the start of the game, so there's no way to save scum for good weather. You just kind of like make it 7 hours, and if it's snowing for the last 10 days, then you just can't finish a run. Exactly, yeah. Apparently not, because they love getting robbed and given pizza and alcohol at like 9 o'clock in the morning for 2 weeks. They love you so much, they tell you their wish, and then you can go tell an elf who lives in the basement of a church these people's wishes. I feel like there has to be something in Harvest Moon about you just being completely insane. Like, nothing you do is normal. You stalk people so you can save the goddess, which these 2 elves that woke you up at the start of a day tell you to do. I'm sorry, Kiwi. The truth had to get out. I think today, 4 more after today. Tuesday, Wednesday. So you just have to make like 7 more things on Wednesday. Then, shit, how do I want to do this? Yeah, I guess that's fine, because I only have to do like, I could do like 8 and then 7. Oh no, I guess 9 and then 8. I don't know, I'll figure it out. Probably was not a good idea to like mainly de-rust this game during my marathon run. Like, I did a practice run last night, and that made it like an hour and a half in, so like just before the affection part. So I'm kind of like blind here. Or semi-blind. But I should be fine. Harvest Moon is like riding a bike. Except the bike is broken, and there's a chance that you'll just lose both wheels and crash. Actually, I'm talking to her. It's just really fast because the text is... Like, the way the text works, it looks like it's one text box. But talking to her does give 200 affection the next day. So it is worth it. That's like a few thousand total, I think. So it is kind of insignificant individually. But then doing it enough, it is worth it. Same with rapping. It's an extra 200, I think. It's not a set 200, it increases it a certain amount. Yeah, I think the default is... I think it's 125% of the regular gift amount. Yeah, I think that's right, because if you give the loved gifts, these are worth 800, then the present makes them 1,000, then talking makes it 1,200 total the next day. It's sunny tomorrow. I forgot to save on Monday, but it's fine, I'm not using any splits. So this is kind of... Which, that's the thing about Harvest Moon, is... There's no good way to use splits for them, because you can pretty much do anything in any order. Or not necessarily, but... Like, this hard event I can do today, at the earliest, or I could do it in winter, and both are just as fast. I should run home and go make some more food. I might miss a gift with Elli today, but it's more worth it to have the... Actually, no, I don't have to do that. It's just as fast to just do it tomorrow. Also, it's kind of hard to see on the Game Boy player, but that sprite does say Hospital, not Hospital. So they even typoed not only the text, but they typoed a sprite. I think this probably has the more, this probably has one of the most... Or this game probably has some more typos than any other Harvest Moon game. Even stuff like, Elli will say, I with my parents were with you, or I with my parents were here, instead of wish. Then they spell sofa with a PH, there's that Hospital. And then Elli can say play name here, so I kinda wanna go slow. Alright. Yeah, 1.5 hours. Light of Hope. Okay, no. So she can say play name, but that time she only said... Or she actually did the right thing. So yeah, now we're going out being like, come on, Stu. And then we complain about him more and make him sad. But Elli loves us more for it, so it's worth it. So I have 2 more gifts here. Also, those are dried flowers that she gives us. They don't really do anything. So yeah, Saturday I will do... I'm actually not sure what I want to do. If I want to do Friday, do 8 more things, and then Saturday do normally. It's like a 5-second difference, whichever one I pick. But it's still kind of like... That is a good idea, Blastig, thank you. I was not thinking about that. But yeah, today's Thursday, and Winter 2 can storm. I mean, Winter 1, I mean. And that's actually bad in the previously mentioned sleep 1 year category. You have to sleep until winter, and then get Thomas's request on Winter 1. But because it can storm, there's a chance you just can't do his thing. So she's a green. I think she's actually at like 33,000. So she should take like 5 more to get to 40,000. Then 5 more there, because I have the yellow heart event. Then 8 more. So yeah, it should only be a few more days left. And by few, I mean 18, but... Oh, so cooking 7 more of these-ish. That is very true. Just give her a bunch of dumplings and then marry her. Well, no, first you have to ignore her. You introduce yourself, and then ignore her for 2 months, and then give her a bunch of dumplings. But you have to wrap them. It's so bizarre how that's like an actual thing. Or like in Harvest Moon, I mean wrapping stuff. Especially in Back to Nature. Those are like flat gift boxes that you're squishing these bouquet of flowers into. But people love it. And something else in Back to Nature, you can actually give somebody 40 wrapped loved gifts on their birthday, and then they're at a red heart. So tomorrow morning, actually like 24 hours from now, will be the Back to Nature run, where we show that off. And that's because the way it works, I'm not going to explain it here because this is Friends of Mineral Town. But basically, one gift is worth 2,500, and the next gift is worth 1,500, and heart levels are every 10,000. So it's still getting 60,000 like in this game, but it only takes like a 10-minute day. It's actually just kind of stuff those dumplings into a gift box and pass them on. Alright, well we have the elusive broken winter music. Okay, we're good. Oh nice, I didn't even wrap them. So there was really no point in doing that yesterday. Like cooking them yesterday instead of today. Which again, it doesn't really matter when you do stuff. I still have to wrap them, so doing it today, or doing it yesterday, I have to wait till 9 AM anyways. So yeah, I think it's like 16 more days now. Each day is like 2 minutes. So this might actually be on record pace, as long as I don't get any bad luck on Saturday. Be like, as of now, literally the only RNG is if I get any storms on Saturday, and then how long I have to reset for them. Other than that, this run is kind of like, it's not really done, but there isn't any more major things to do. Menuing is hard. Actually, it's probably one of the hardest part of the runs, is menuing. It's either really fast or really slow. But it's just kind of like really precise in general. So I think this might be one of my personal favorite tracks in the game. It's the winter theme. Thinking back to nature, it probably is. It's either fall or this one, but then I also like some of the hard event themes in Back to Nature. It's one thing, as much as I like joke on people for making fun of, or for like dissing Friends of Mineral Town for not having individual hard event themes for each of the girls, it is kind of a nice thing to have. Like, it actually adds diversity to them. Yeah, stutter step is a very important part of the run. and manipulates the RNG. Wouldn't it be funny if this actually had step count RNG? I was kind of trying to keep this on topic, but there's really nothing else to talk about. And I forget what I was going to talk about, but I'll think about it again in a minute. The only downside to this is the waiting. Potpourri probably would have been the better marriage candidate to run, but her route is actually optimized. That is true. Which is exactly why Anne and Potpourri are available at 7 AM. But Ellie and Mary are 9 AM. Because it is one thing, I'm surprised the best girl debate hasn't come up yet. But I guess it's because we all know it's Ellie. And then everyone else is like a firm last place. Like, I don't know, Anne in this game is like, there's the SNES Anne and the Magical Melody Anne, and then there's 64/Back to Nature. Kiwi, I take it you do not agree with that opinion. Muffy's good too. I mean, out of the Wonderful Life people, she's definitely the best. But oh, Celia. I do not. No. I mean, I guess she's fine. She's the second best Wonderful Life girl, but if we're talking like in general, in the entire series, Ellie is definitely the number one. Hey, that guy. Yeah, it was. Yeah, starting a waifu debate could kind of... I'm actually surprised I had to start it, and it didn't really start on its own. I mean, it was bound to at some point. I think last year it only happened during the 64 race, because that was actually like 3 different people being raced, like 3 different bachelorettes. So I tried drinking water for the first time. I hope that wasn't loud. Alright though. I have not been counting how many days she needs, but I think it's like... should only be like 10 to 15 more. Alright, I haven't seen any wet faces or dance games, so hopefully that wasn't really loud. Oh yeah, the only thing worse than actually marrying Celia is doing it in a speedrun. But I will admit, Nami is definitely the worst bachelorette. As you could also argue, Lumina is the worst bachelorette because she's like 12. Not that there's anything wrong with her, but as a bachelorette, it's like, it's kind of iffy. And it's like, you know it wasn't even planned, or like it wasn't an accident. In the original version, she straight up is like 12, and then in special edition, I think she's only like 16 in the Japanese version, and then 18 in the US. So they like really pushed it, but... No, yeah, Muffy is definitely the most consistent of the Wonderful Life runs. They're just really inconsistent. No, I mean, like, there's nothing wrong with her as a person, but as a marriage candidate. Oh, she's only 15 in special edition. Yeah, that's really pushing it. Oh, I did not check the weather, so it's storming tomorrow. Yeah, floor definitely would have been the better option. Or even Nina. Why don't we have the option to marry Nina and let her live longer? Yes, we do the marathon. We've been doing it once every year, and I'm assuming we'll continue to do it in the coming years. But yeah, this is the 3rd year in a row we've done it. Sorry, Rick. Okay, just a yellow. Stay safe, Ellie. It's gonna storm tomorrow. Oh yeah, Ben is definitely rich. Yeah, dude, pushing Rick out of the way to get with his girl, and then leaving, and then going to my other girl. Can you actually marry Van in another wonderful life? Oh yeah, Gourmet and Kappa. The thing about Gourmet is it literally takes like 20 years to marry him because he can only take like one gift a day. So it's almost worse than the Harvest Goddess at that point. Or even the Kappa, because the Kappa is actually doing stuff and then sleeping 5 years. But even then, you still kind of do most of that stuff over the 5 years. No, I'm just going to wait another week. So I'm gonna finish in spring instead of winter. So that loses like 30 seconds, I think. Like a minute in sleeping. They're all really old or rock. Dude, look at that. Karen's not even wanting to meet Rick anymore. We've completely ruined his entire life. Oh, it's still a yellow. So I'm gonna save tomorrow. So I can... I'm gonna save tomorrow so I can actually... get her yellow heart event. Oh, Sky and Harvest Wind, yes, is... I haven't even seen him, but I'm pretty sure you have to have, like, valuable items, and he has to steal them for you to gain affection. I don't know, I've never, like, looked into it. There's this stuff on... Or there was a post recently on our Harvest Moon, and they had, like, a bunch of jewelry laid out. Yeah, it's kind of weird how Muffy is, or like Griffin is Muffy's rival in DS. I don't even think she has a rival in A Wonderful Life, but it's still kind of a bit off because she's like 25 and he's 70. Demo, could I interest you in a potato cam speedrun? Just point a webcam at the DS. Yeah, 70 was a bit of an overestimate for him. Dude, don't diss the potato cam speedruns. I mean, you could run on emulator. So I guess I was going to keep this on topic to Friends of Mineral Town, but there's like nothing going on here. We're just gifting Elli for the next like 15 minutes. So Harvest Moon emulation is an issue, but TLDR, Friends of Mineral Town Visual Boy Advance is actually slower than Game Boy, or like the original GBA or DS. So that's allowed. And DS is faster, but DS is allowed just to make it more accessible. And then it's banned for some things, hidden for others. But by banned and hidden, I mean it won't show up on the leaderboard. Not that it's impossible for people to run on them. There is a difference, even though it's always a big issue about not being able to run, but I don't know, this isn't the emulator discussion. This is Harvest Moon. So wrapping stuff. Elli's at a yellow heart, so we can get her heart event on Wednesday. Then by the end of the week, she should be at a orange heart. And then after another week, she should be at a red heart. And then soon enough, we should have our big bed. So I'm not totally done with cooking. I think I have like one more short cook to do. I think I've done like 25 now, so once I've run out of these, I'll have like 4 more to cook. So she should actually be at like 42,000 now, or like mid 42,000. So then heart event on Wednesday will be 45,000. We still have a gift tomorrow and on Wednesday, so that's like 48,000. So yeah, it's looking good. I don't know if this will record because I still have like 10 more days to do at 2.5 to 3 minutes a day. But still definitely below estimate. And I did not save, so I cannot save scum for snow. Or for a sunny day, I mean. And it's snowing. If I could be an item in Friends of Mineral Town, which one would I be? I would be the... I'm actually not sure which item. If it's like usable items or tools or just anything. So it'd probably be the Gem of the Kappa. I don't know, this says... The wiki says it has to be sunny, but I feel like I have gotten this in the snow. So I'm gonna wait until like 10 a.m. Well, it says sunny 9 a.m., but I know it's not 9 a.m. I think it's 10 a.m. or later. Wait till like 11. but I guess it does have to be sunny. Celia is the weird hoe. Of course. Oh, anybody but Celia is a cursed hoe. These are some serious... These are some serious claims. I guess if we had to assign... If we had to assign tools to everybody... then yeah, I think that's accurate. Yeah, dude. Not making fun of her weight. It's calling her a hoe. I think Elli would, without a doubt, just be the blue feather. If I owned a Harvest Moon cow in real life, what would I name it? It's a good question. I'm not good at naming Harvest Moon cows. I feel like when I played this casually, I had like 5 names, and then I would just cycle through those 5 names. But I forget what those names are, and my old cartridge is dead. Dude, what if I named him Demo? What game is my favorite cow in? Probably... 64. Oh, I didn't save again, so kind of... It could be storming tomorrow. Luffy is a good cow name. Yeah, that's definitely a donation incentive if we get this in the Games Done Quick next year. I'm thinking... I'm probably just gonna submit everything, and then hope it gets in. But at the same time, if we submit 101 sprites, just for the meme, would they just be like, oh no, we're not accepting any of this? Just submit a 30-hour grind fest. Alright, so I have to not have it be storming tomorrow, which is a... It's already said, but I can't really check, or I can't really change it at this point. Perfect. So I think we need like 2 more things and then... Yeah. So today, 22nd, 29th, we'll be married like midway through spring. Or hopefully not midway, we'll be married like a week into spring. Which the wedding is indoors, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I definitely feel like Harvest Moon could get into games done quick. But at the same time, Uber has submitted like Magical Melody and other stuff in the past, and they did not. Cruel, I should only have like 20 minutes, I think, tops. Of 4 minutes in sleeping, I have roughly 7 to 8 days left. So yeah, probably around 25 to 30 minutes. We should be around estimate. Yeah, sheep are nice. I wish they were more profitable. If they could give wool every day, that would be good. But it's funny how, like, I think literally the only Harvest Moon game that uses any sheep in any run is Light of Hope, and then DS 101 sprites, and you literally just sit there and watch the shearing cutscene for 4 hours and then sell it. Sheep need to be given better rights in Harvest Moon. I shouldn't want to save right now. So I'm just gonna cook the rest of these, and then it should be fine for cooking. And I should just have gifting and stuff for the rest of it. Oh, okay. Apparently I'm done with dumplings now. Okay, I'm good. So I was thinking I had, like, a lot more, but this is now 8 days tops. I think I bought 30, so... 8. Should only have, like, 5 more days left. Yeah, dude, the menu just wants to be... The menu wants some love. You only see it every few minutes. Yeah, if I finish, like, way under estimate... I'm kind of halfway under now, but if I finish at, like, 240 or, like, 250, there's a couple things I can show off. just like typos and a glitch. There's one that takes like a minute to set up and one that takes like 10 minutes. So oh yeah, we're showing off that ghost. The scariest part of any Harvest Moon game. Oh, I didn't save. Alright. If it's snowing on Wednesday, I have to actually watch the affection, because I might go like way over. Okay, perfect. I do still want to save though. There's no way I could possibly miss tomorrow, but if I did... And it's a Tuesday, so I can wrap these tomorrow. Just so I have them. I have 2 more, I might just wait and see. I'm still not an orange yet, so I think I definitely need stuff. So, winter 24 and winter 30 are the days I'm gonna skip. And I think right after this... No, I think right after this is Groat's run, but then after that there's going to be a double Elli marriage race for 64. Okay, now she's an orange, so... Let's just say she's at 50,000 flat. Tomorrow is 53. And then... Yeah, 4 more days, so I'd have to wrap these. This probably could still record, but it would be really quick. It would be really close. I don't actually remember what it is. I think it's like a 246. If it's a 241, then no way. But if it's a 246, then this might be like a 245. But I'm still kind of thinking closer to 250. I would actually be interested to see, like, how fast a task of this would go. There really isn't too much that you would do in a task, other than just, like, not saving You'd obviously do the goddess game for all money, so that would save like 20 minutes. Alright, here we go. But I'm thinking like a low 140-minute potpourri run would be possible, which would be like really good. Alright, you're doing great. So 7,000 more affection. Actually no, 6,000 more now. Yeah, I think I have 2 more Saturday shopping items. So it's 22nd and 29th. I'll get here on the spring too, because the first is the festival. Then we propose on that day. And then it's a week from there. So ideally we'll get married on spring 9th, I think. So yeah, actually, I think I might not get the carpet skip. Or basically there's a carpet, or for your last thing you can get a carpet or the big bed. And ideally it would be the big bed, but there seems to be a chance that it's a carpet. But that chance, like there's a chance that it's the carpet, but it seems like that chance is more of a set thing, depending on when you start buying Saturday shopping items. So I might have to do an extra week. Which is, again, it's like a minute time loss. Still gonna be way underestimate. Which I think I ended up buying just enough muffin mix. So I forget if I bought exactly 30, or if I bought like 28 or 29, but I don't want to do the whole like victory speech now, but this run did go pretty well. I just have to save now and hope. No, I did miss 1 week, but I don't know if I missed 2. I feel like I did miss 2, but I'm not entirely sure. Let's go. Actually, just gonna skip this day. I have to wait a bit anyways, so either 10% chance I lose affection now, or 10% later. But I'm going into spring anyways, so worst case scenario is just grabbing 1 flower and giving it to her. Oh, it's 100% carpet. Alright. So I guess we're doing another week, unless we get some random weird luck and get the carpet here. I mean, get the big bad instead of the carpet here. Or next week. Oh no, I didn't check the thing. That's fine. So yeah, I don't know if I didn't check the thing or if this is the one day where you randomly cannot get the thing. So, I was talking about this earlier, but twice in a run, it seems like there's a chance that certain days we'll just not have the Saturday shopping item. But no, my default thing was on the weather, so I guess I did not check it. But I think it was the 29th, so I think I might skip that, just so I can skip the thing anyways, but I don't know, I'd rather just test it and just like rather go for it. As soon as it's done, I might as well take some small time losses so I don't risk a big one. But I should only have 3 more days after this one, so I can just do a day when I get the item. I'll probably do Wednesday because it's faster than next Saturday. And by Wednesday being faster, I mean it's faster by like 10 seconds. Yeah, this is a really long one. Like, a lot longer than last year's, so I definitely just watched the VODs on a few of them. So I really didn't want a Mystery of Tranquility in DS, but I didn't sleep last night, so I'm gonna have to sleep at some point today, or at a reasonable time. Ready to sleep now. Oh, perfect. I did save, though. Number 24. So at this point, it's actually slower to do Wednesday because I'm spending 20 seconds getting back there. But it's all good. That loading screen felt kind of long. So I was kind of worried I was getting... I was kind of worried that was going to be a typhoon. Or hurricane, I mean. Or a blizzard. I always mix them up, they're... I think the only game where they're officially called hurricanes is in GB. Like, the first GB game. Yeah, it is one of those spooky weather things. It is interesting how, like, in some games, you can actually go outside in typhoons. I think it's an animal parade and technically save the homeland, even though it's this kind of heavy rain and not really a typhoon. Still not a red, but definitely in the next 2 days she will be. The next 2 affection days, I mean. Like, I was counting from her being at exactly 43,000 and not at like 43,900, which is what she could have been at. Or even like 44,100. no rain. I mean, no winter storm. And I think now the only festival I have to worry about is Winter 30 and Spring 1. So I should be good to just do today and then do next Wednesday. Just in time for the end of the run gets. Like the last 10 minutes or so. So this is either my last Saturday shopping, or this is the rug, and I have to do one more. Yeah, I went way over on money. I'm probably gonna end with like 20,000 if this is the rug. So I could have skipped like 10 brooches. That's fine, it's rather to be. Like, worst case scenario, Elli could have lost like 5,000 affection, and then I would have to buy more stuff. Oh, I did not check the Saturday shopping again. I keep doing that, that's the second time now. Or maybe the third. So it's gonna run back and check that, and then hopefully it's the big bad and not the rug. Oh no, this is the one that you can't actually get it. So this next week will either be the big bad or the rug. But now I do not have to save on Thursday. You can just go straight through and... Worst thing is the rain. Alright, come on, big bad. It's like a 2-minute time loss, if not. I'm trying to think of how the weeks would be organized. I think like 22nd is normally it, then rug would have been 29th. Oh, it's a carpet, alright. So yeah, I'm probably gonna finish like right around estimate. Maybe like a 256. Because I have 3 minutes of sleeping left. And then 2 more. Oh, wow, nice. Oh shit, you're right. Just go back and sleep and then it should change. So of course after I do that whole like, this run went really well thing, this happens, but that's fine. I did lose 12 minutes to the first race, and now this is whole semi-major time loss. So yeah, I don't really have time to show off everything I was going to. But I can show off the one thing. And I'm not gonna spoil what it is, but it's not very hype. Yeah, that's true. It's kind of marathon luck. This is still gonna be like an hour-long PB. Because even with all the bad luck in this, and the mistakes, the dumpling route still saves a ton of time over the cow route. Alright, today should be the big bed, then one more gift, possibly another, and then proposal. There we go. Yeah, dude, just eating so much dumplings and bread over the last year. Have to have some meat. Just eat the poor dog. Helped us out so much over the run. Saved 5 minutes over the run. That is a good point. Where are those breakfasts? We've been eating all these dumplings, and we're out of dumpling mix. Alright, is she gonna be a red? It's not a red. So it should just be one more. Unfortunately, she does not get the plus 2,500 in year 2 as well. I guess that's actually a good thing, because then the run would literally just be sleeping for like 5 years, which would take like an hour, and then giving her the blue feather. No, like, you get 12,500 a year, so... I would have just slept so we could have actual music to listen to, but at this point it does actually affect how long this takes, because now I really just need to propose as soon as possible, and then sleep a week. So this is my last gift. I hope this puts her at red, and if not, then we have to give some flowers instead. Waiting outside the hospital here. I still don't understand how they would have, like, it's not even text, it's a sprite. I guess I could show that off. I could show off the fishing rod, because the translation from Japanese to English is like G-rod, hang rod copper, fishing for fishing. And I'm assuming it was a corruption, because it's... there's no way somebody actually translated that. Perfect, alright. What? Oh, I knew the bed. Rip. See, I knew that. I should have waited another week. I mean, another few days. No, it is at 2-day shipping me Monday. It did. Yeah, dude, she's completely rejecting us until we have a ton of nice stuff. Which I love how in Back to Nature, you can actually ask somebody to the goddess dance with less than 8,000 affection, or whatever the threshold is, and they will decline you. And talking to them, they keep declining you, but if you then push their affection to, like, if you put it over that, you can ask them again, and they're like, oh yeah, I'll go to the dance with you. Yeah, dude, we've been standing out here we stood out here in the rain and in the storm. We've dedicated our entire life for the past year, and the least she could do was marry us. We spent our good money we earned betting at the horse races to buy her so much food and just shove it in gift boxes. I'm gonna try to look for the text box. I only with my mom and dad were still alive. Me too. Alright, there's a small chance this is underestimate. But we have like... It takes roughly 4 minutes and 50 seconds to sleep for 30 days. So I don't know how much that would be in 7 days. Yeah, that's kind of like... It's weird how that's the thing. How in Friends of Mineral Town you can force everybody to quit their job, but in more Friends of Mineral Town, nobody even gives you the option. Coming up on Monday. And here's where this will be half an hour. Yeah. This honestly could have, though, if I didn't lose the horse race and if I didn't, just mess everything up. Alright, come on. This can barely be underestimate. Oh no, we're not. One more day. Alright, this is not gonna be underestimate. There we go. It barely missed the proposal, but you can see the wedding here. Alright. 3 hours and 13 seconds. That could have been under, but that's fine. So that was Friends of Mineral Town. That was a decent run, but it could have been better. It could have been a lot worse, though, so... Thank you all for watching and sticking around. Next is Groats, A Wonderful Life run, so stick around for that.